Alright, so I replaced the sensor on my fart smelling experiment with a new sensor I found on eBay for cheap, and I think it's going to do a better job of putting all of this together. So this is the old sensor. I think it's an MHQ4 or maybe an MHQ6. They're standard cheap sensors that you can get on eBay. And this one is a hydrogen sulfide sensor. Hydrogen sulfide, from what I read, is supposed to be present in fecal matter like dog shit, and so I want to see if I can replace the old sensor, which didn't seem to be sensitive enough to smelling dog shit. That was what the thing I wanted it to do. So I replaced it with this hydrogen sulfide sensor. It's actually similarly hooked up. It's using 5 volts. I don't know, I don't have the data sheet on the actual sensor, so I don't know what voltage it's supposed to be, but it seems to be working for that application somewhat. In my morning experiment, I took it in the bathroom with me and just let it sit there on the counter and observed the sound coming out of the device I built for listening, and it seems to be producing a reasonably detectable note at this calibration, you know, like just out of the box. So I'm pretty confident I could possibly make something work with this sensor. The problem is these sensors are quite a bit more expensive, hydrogen sulfide gas, but I imagine, I'm no chemist, but I imagine that whatever it took to make this is very similar to whatever it took to make this, and it's just a commodity of saying it's more of a scale issue. These are kind of something people want to use a lot for different applications, and this is a more specific application. So maybe that's the price difference, or at least I hope. We'll see. But so I'll show you the business end of this, the administrative end, I guess, of this. The sensor kit. So I just simply took a MSP 430 Launchpad evaluation board that you can get from Texas Instruments, and I wrote some code that basically translates that signal coming from that sensor into an audible sound signal, and it just pushes that audible sound signal out to a speaker. And I just happen to be using this piezoelectric speaker that's on this little timer chip that I found laying around. But you could use any piezoelectric speaker and get the same effect. Interesting that just happened. I'm not sure why. I don't smell anything. I'm not admitting to anything. Maybe it's because I picked this up and pulled it out of here, so it could be like that much of a difference just on the way the sound stuff is working. So anyway, this is a voltage regulator. It's running 5 volts. Obviously, I'm not a very good solder expert here, or even a hobby solder person, but I believe it's right. And it's connected here to this battery bank, and then the output of that is standard power that goes into the MSP 430 plus 5 volt in. And I also take that same power that comes from the voltage regulator, and I put it into the sensor, so through this positive power wire here. And then here is the system. And I think we're getting a little closer on this. So I have a switch on here. I'm just going to switch this off and turn off the power. And I'll take out the battery pack because it's built in a cardboard box and I don't want to cause any problems. And then we'll try it again later.